Thought I would show how easy it is to clean this unit. We're going to disassemble it, put the char cup in there. We already dumped the char and wiped this out pretty good, so this is going to get black. Just have to be prepared for that on your sponge. And then you take this out gently, and this will soak in the water. I put a little bit of sudsy water with a little touch of bleach in here. It likes to reassign itself. All right, and then I'm going to just simply put this in there to soak. This is all good. I even soaked this, and I've got out some special cleaning attachments so I can show you how we clean this out. You can get these in your supermarket to clean coffee pots, baby gear, whatnot. It's my favorite one. This keeps popping out. All right, I'm going to just slip that off of there. Let's see if there's anything in here. I always want to make sure. See, it's a little bit black. So I'm going to put some Dawn degreaser in there. Just kind of give it a nice little scrub. You always want to make sure that these things are clear when you go to reuse them. So that's about all I can do there. It's running clear. Okay. Next, just a little bit of suds on the interior here. You won't be able to get into all the pieces parts, but you do the best you can. This will retain a slight smoky smell, just like a fireplace would, where you've burned wood. Get the faint scent afterwards. You can see right here there's some steam that came out with char, smoke. So you just want to get all those parts, suds down. And just to be safe, I'm going to do a little poking around here. I want to make sure all my pieces can move. That part's moving fine. I don't think you'll be able to see all that, but I'll just get in here with this little brush here. Comes up black, you know you're getting stuff. Not much there. Sure your parts aren't clogged. Okay, that's pretty much done. Give that a good rinse. Don't want suds in the next barbecue. I'm going to set these in here to soak. There's just a little bit of meat left on them. And I want to go on to the interior pot next. So you'll see there's some grease in the bottom, but I cannot immerse this in the suds because this mechanism cannot be submerged. And I've got char on that pipe. So what I use is this, very carefully put some degreaser on it, and I'm just going to cup it underneath that char pipe and scrub. I do not want that steel wool or copper wool to touch the interior of the pot. Okay, that's about as much as I can get there. Let's see if I was able to loosen any. Let's see if I was able to get any off of there. So see, that's a pretty good job. Okay, so now I'm going to carefully put position this away from the faucet and get a little warm water in there. I got a little bit of oil in the bottom. I'd like to loosen up. Okay. Now I'm going to just take a sudsy sponge in here. And take it to the outside. Just being careful not to get that one piece wet. Okay, I'm going to give it a rinse. Get the interior. I'll give it a little test here with a white cloth. Make sure I got it all. A little bit of char left on that pipe. All right, now let this drip dry. I'll let these soak a little bit, but they're pretty easy, just a little tedious. You're going to clean each little strip of metal. And it might take an assortment of your cleaning supplies. I'm looking for that little brush. Here it is. So this might be pretty effective for the finer detail. That's pretty simple to do. All right, I'm going to let that soak a minute. I'll move on to the char cup. Now, like I said, this is probably your messiest element. I'm going to look for my steel wool. There it is. You can spend a lot of time on this if you want. I don't spend too much time on it. I just get off the basic stuff because I've scrubbed this until this was all clean. And then I realized, you know, it's just like seasoning on a cast iron stove or cast iron fry pan. Some of it you just have to leave behind. You can see my hands getting black. Give it a rinse. See how we do with the white test? Still some in there, but I'm not going to sweat it too much. I got the main part of it. All right. And let's see here. When it comes to the ring, I like to let this sit. But you want to be careful because as these get used, they get a little bit more fragile. And I actually did the same technique and pulled one apart. So I'm very careful now, but I just want to make sure I get all the grooves with this degreasing dish soap by Dawn. But I also don't want to leave any residue on there. And I will admit, this silicone ring does retain a bit of the smoky smell. All right, we'll let that dry. What else do we have in here? We have the char cup lid. This also will have a black residue. Look like too much is coming off. A little degreaser on there. A bit more is coming off. Or it's coming off the top and the bottom. Here's the weight test here. Not too bad. All right, I'll let that go. When it comes time to do the main body, you just simply wipe the outside. But if you're messy like me, you might have a little spillage on this interior lip here. So I take something like this, a little bit more paper towel, and I push that down in there and I just give it a little swirl. See if I've got any broth drippings or anything there. So I had a little bit in there. All right. I'm simply just going to give this a little sudsiness. Get cleaned out. Let's get this up here. And I will just simply sponge the outer case here. Being careful not to immerse it. I'm just going to wipe down these suds here. Always take care when it comes to the control panel not to scrub too hard because I've had my cleaner just strip all the directions right off. The paint just stripped right off. I don't know that that would happen with this unit. Those might be underneath plastic, which is great. And, all that remains is just spending a little time scrubbing my little cooking basket. And it'll also season like a cookie tray. So you're not going to get it 100% shiny. Okay, that one's done. This is the fussiest piece probably. The rest are pretty easy. What happens with this is those little hooks will catch your sponge. So I can slow you down. The rest of these should be pretty easy. I usually only have to use my little Scotch-Brite on this, but if there was something super sticky, I think it would be safe enough for the copper wool on this. Used this 4 times last night. Got all the meat done and a couple rounds of corn on the cob. That one looks done. So when it comes time to reassemble this, basically just put things back in here loosely. That was easy. I think it's important to note that you do not push this back into place. Keep your silicone seal from getting stretched out. Just lay it in here loosely. I want to go back in on its own. And then I like to always put the cord on top so that we know we have what we need to get started with our next project.